Finding rest in family ties. Now, wait a minute. We can kind of understand finding rest from all troubles around, but rest in the familia? Some are probably jumping and screaming, "You don't know my family!"
Mhm. Yeah, it is great if we can find rest in our family ties, because then we can explore the many blessings coming from it. The big question, however, is how to get there. How is that made possible to experience rest, not unrest in our family? It's clear for me personally, in my personal experience, and as the lesson confirms it, that all our families carry some sort of dysfunction, some form of dysfunction. No family is perfect. No family has escaped the differences of opinions or escaped the bad choices made, leading to devastating consequences, or brothers and sisters rivalries, parents favoritism, and etc. I would say that as long as the family consists of sinful people, there will be troubles and challenges.
And the lesson looks at the issue through the story of Joseph and his family. Now, this was a real dysfunctional family. How can I say this? I love and cherish my family at large. We're all kind of weirdos. I'm probably the weirdest of all. We love getting together, but we are also very different with very different dynamics, and this creates interesting situations. I think that it's very easy for things to go wrong and escalate in a bad way, even in the best families. So, what are some of the tips from the lesson that we could probably also use?
After reading the lesson, I'm thinking, can you break the cycle? Can you make new choices for yourself and your family when it comes to those dysfunctional appearances around your family? This is where our power, first and foremost, lies, if you think about it, in the choice to take a different direction of what has been shown to me. And second, to discover God's guidance when walking in this new direction. The truth is that God has some very great advices on how to manage relationships. For Joseph, finding his true self, and after that, staying firm for what glorifies God, built his success in life experiences. Think about it. He refused to be like his brothers, a hater and a killer. He refused to be like his father and his grandfather when it comes to women. He made some bold and self identifying decisions. It only made him stronger and admired.
There's some really deep points in this lesson. I don't know, after going through so much, how didn't Joseph turn bitter and became angry to blame everything on God and whoever else? He had his journey, and I'm sure he had his share of conversations with the God that his father was talking to him about. But this is exactly the point and the process. The relationship with God to become our personal and not the one of my parents or my family. And then making the choice, what would I stand for? Who do I want to be? Not a reactionary response to what is happening to me, but intentional decision. This is what I want to be. Then take this direction and live according to that. Find who you are, who you can be. Don't settle for who you are told to be or who the circumstances are defining you as. Don't use the others in the family as excuse. I think that this sets one for a real difference in the family. And I think it's the path for rest and peace. Another important clarification from the lesson at the end is that it doesn't mean that things will be fair.
And you know, Nick, how sensitive I am about fairness, especially on the soccer field. However, fairness and rest in this world are not the same. They don't hold hands together very often, unfortunately. Joseph entrusted his rest to God and to his ways of living. As long as he was with God and God was with him, he had peace, he had strength to move on in any kind of circumstances. He paid dearly because of the Potiphar's wife's slander, if you remember, for having this rest. Just an example. However, he was ready to sacrifice worldly fairness for God's righteousness. Gaining rest sometimes means sacrificing. And isn't that what Jesus showed us how to do?
This is a big topic, and next week we will continue building on that with rest, relationships, and healing.